Okay. Deepak has this question: what other tools should I need aside from ESP if I want to do email marketing? Okay, let's obviously you know about ESP, which is either your your MailerLite, your Smiley, for example, your Mailchimp. Those are what you call ESPs, which are tools that allows you to gather your email list and then allows you to segment your email list and then send emails in bulk. Okay, so that's what ESP is all about. Um, Let me switch this while I fix. Okay, all right. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so a few tools which I personally use. Let's start with from the top. Okay, number one is you want to make sure that your email list, especially if you're starting out, so you have a list of a database or an Excel list of emails address, and you're not sure, whether they're correct or whether they're accurate, and all those things. So what I would recommend is to clean up your email list, and you can use a tool like this, email list validation. So there are many tools available, zero bounds. There's just many. Just pick one. Okay, just pick one, and the idea is when you run through this list and upload this list, they will actually clean up the list, your list, and tell you which are the emails are valid. Number one. Number two is if, especially if your the way you collect your emails, right? So if you happen to have somebody just pass you the list of emails that you're not sure, I would recommend that you run through this, clean up, and to make sure that some are no spam traps. Now, what spam traps are, generally speaking, is it is deployed by either your inboxing providers. The idea is they embed this email list. Just a minute. They embed this email list, and the moment you hit or you send to this, they will know that you actually bought this list illegally, and they may take steps to either ban your sending, and or your emails automatically get so-called sent to spam. Okay, so it's very important that you clean your email. So I use a tool like this to clean up lists for my own emails and also for my clients. Okay, so once you have done with this, number two is you want to look at deliverability. That means what are the percentage or what are the chances that your the emails that you send will either end up in spam or classified um, as spam and may not be inbox, right? Because we want, end of the day, is to send emails so that our recipient receives them in either the inbox or at the very least in the promotion tab. Okay, so this tool allows you, which is called Clock Apps, to test email deliverability across a wide range of email inbox providers. Okay, from Yahoo, Gmail, Hotmail, Outlook, Exchange, all this, they will have this list. So once you have, generally what you do is they give you a list of emails which has contained all these inboxes, and you send your emails to this box, and then it will report to you and say, uh, what's the rate? Yeah, in, let's say, in Outlook, your email is considered spam, or in Gmail is considered promotional tab, for example. That gives you an idea on your deliverability, and you run this regularly, maybe every 3 or 6 months, to make sure that your emails are being sent to the right people and the emails are being received. So you can use this tool called Grok Apps. Another one is Send Forensics. So these are tools I use interchangeably in order for me to test and to help my clients with their email deliverability. Okay. Now, for free ones, you can try something like this. For example, let's say you're curious and say, hey, I create this email and I'm not sure whether the content is considered spammy or not. And before I send, what do I do? So you can actually use this tool called MailReach. It's free. All you need to do is you insert this code inside your email. And then in MailReach case, they will give you a list of emails that you should include inside your list. And you send to this email list, and then they will report to you once the emails has been sent, what's the percentage or how spammy is your emails. Another free tool is what you call Mail Tester. Okay, this is quite straightforward. You send, they'll give you an email. It's rotating, it's random. They'll give you a list of an email address, and you include this in your. You can just send your preview emails, send to here, and then you can check your score. right? They will tell you a score between 1 to 10 and what are the things that you can improve. It's free. These are the two free stuff. So if you want, you can actually test this for your email spams, your spamminess level of your email. Okay. The is, third one is, okay, I got to switch these two. I just realized that. Obviously, if you want to have images in your email, I mean, this is pretty obvious, I guess, for everyone. You can use Canva. Okay, I use Canva because I don't know how to use Photoshop and all the other fancy graphic design tools. I'm not a graphic designer by training, so I use Canva a lot for my emails, especially if I want to create some animation or some email headers, for example, or for that matter, when I run e-commerce emails, then that's where I use this tool. So one of the best or more user-friendly graphic design tools that you can, especially for non-designers like us. Okay. And then the third one is Zapier. This is a great tool, although a bit costly. Generally, a great tool for you to, let me show you. Let me do this. So Zapier is an automation tool. I tend to call it a bridge. I don't have a term for it. Is to connect between one application to another application. Okay. For example, let's say I can create. For example, I download certain things inside Google Sheets. Okay, I can use Zapier and then connect it to my ESP. So whenever I update my Google Sheet, the information will get that's transferred to the ESP. So Zapier is great because you can do stuff. For example, when somebody signs up for a Zoom webinar, you can then integrate, transfer the data from Zoom registration when you sign up for the webinar or meeting, for example. Transfer this information into your ESPs. Or for example, I think in the previous one, I think was Kevin or either was another guy who was mentioning it. When you sign up for your Tidy, in my case, I use TidyCare for calendaring. Some of you may use Cleanly, for example. So if somebody signs up for a meeting with you, the information, which is email and maybe phone numbers, you can then use Zapier in the back end to connect it straight to your ESP. So this is how the good thing about ESPs, about Zapier, is it works behind the scene to connect two apps or two different apps together, and so that you can transfer information through and fro. So if you want to use automation, there are other tools. I can't remember the names now. There are other competitors. If you do Zapier alternatives, you probably can see that. But personally, for me, I use primarily Zapier, although it's a bit more expensive, but the amount of integration that's available is just mind blowing, right? You can even integrate between Facebook and your ESPs, or your ESPs to your Facebook to upload custom audience and all those stuff. So a lot of cool stuff that you can do, all right, with Zapier. And what's the next one? Once you have done with Zapier, let's go through. Okay, forgive me, I'm going to switch screen from time to time from here. Oh, when you do image, remember about image size, although the image size doesn't affect your email size because image is a link from another server, so that's fine. But you want to load your image to load fast, right? So what you do is you then compress the image that you created, your PNGs, for example, by using a tool like Optimizilla, right? So email optimizers or imagecompressor.com, right? So this tool allows you to compress the image to a smaller size, and so that it then shows up into the inbox faster, it loads faster. Okay, so that's one tool that you can use. Yeah, well, okay, TidyCal needs to pay. I think even Cleanly, you need to pay also for it. I subscribe to the paid one, so it's fine. You just use either one of them. Indeed, it's a small price to pay, especially if you're in a business of closing deals with customers through the phone or through your Zoom. Then a calendar kind of tool like this would be useful in your business. It's a small price to pay, said Kevin. You're right. Okay, so this is one tool that you can use. And let me see, what's the next one? Okay, so when it comes to writing, okay, you probably have heard about Grammarly. It's a great tool. They have the free version and you have the paid version. Paid version has a few more so-called features that's available. But generally speaking, even with the free version, what you want is this. When you write your emails, you want to run through a tool like this to quickly pick up, for example, whether you can simplify the wordings, or either the wordings could be a bit more complicated, for example, or the readability of your sentence, for example, can be simplified. Because end of the day, it's all about clarity. It's not about being clever with your copy, right? You want to deliver the message or email content to as in the simplest way as possible for your reader to understand. That's why you don't want to show off that you're super creative. You want to show off that you can actually communicate good. Okay, so use a tool like Grammarly. Another free tool that you can use is also Hemingway app. Okay, if you use it online, it's free. If you want to use the desktop version, I think it's paid. I think it's 19 USD, one-time fee of 19.90, which means is so-called an app that you load into your desktop or either your notebook, and then you can work from there. Whereas if you use just the online tool, it's free. Okay, so what it does is, generally speaking, it tells you about your readability. So once you have keyed in your, for example, your text, your copy and paste this text, it will tell you your readability. The idea is try to aim for as low as possible. Grade 3, grade 2, grade 1, which means your message is presented in as simpler way to understand as possible. Okay, it will tell you number of words, for example. It will also do your adverbs, your passive voice. They will encourage that you use active voice in your content. Phrase, there's other alternative that you can use. All right, so tool like this helps in terms of you fine-tuning or refining your copy. Okay, these two, and if in any case you just use these two tools, will be enough for you to write your emails. Okay, so I mentioned about Klaviyo just now, right? So this is e-commerce centric ESP, and the other option is Omnisend. Okay, I've not touched Klaviyo yet. So far, most of my clients happen to be on Omnisend, so I've been working on the Omnisend platform. But generally speaking, both of them are similar. The difference, okay, the thing is, both providers also include the SMS option. Okay, so you can send emails, you can also send SMS through these two platforms. So that's the key differentiating factor between your normal MailChimp, MailerLite, or even Smiley. Okay, because for e-commerce, sometimes you may not reach your customer through emails, because when they sign up, there's an option to opt in through Shopify, right? So sometimes they may not, they prefer to receive by SMS. So you need to use a combination of these two tools in order to reach your users. Okay, so these are to answer, just a minute. When you're going to switch, this gets confusing. So Deepak, these are the tools that you need aside from your ESPs. If you want to go through the names, you just rewatch this video. I've gone through as slow as possible so that you can capture the names. I'm not going to list it down here, but just go through this video and you can use these tools and try them out, or at the very least know the function of these tools and look for alternatives. There could be others which are a bit more cheaper, for example. But generally, you want a tool to clean your email. You want a tool to check your email deliverability, for example. You want a tool that helps you with refining your copywriting or your writing for your emails. You want an image tool, which is generally image creation tools, which is Canva. And then a tool that helps you reduce the size of your image so that it loads fast. What else? Deliverability. Yeah, that's about it. These are the few tools that you need in order for you to start doing your email marketing. Obviously, you have some like YouTube video recordings and all those things, but that's aside. If you as long as you have videos on YouTube, chances are you would have video editing tools or hosting tools already, right? So those are the add-ons that surrounds the entire email ecosystem. Hi, and thanks for watching. If you need my help to set up your email marketing engine for your business, just click on the link here and you see a list of services that will help you grow your leads and sales and also increase your profits through emails. I'm looking forward to working with you soon.